Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Are women obligated or to be accustomed to perform Mayim Achronim at the end of a meal, as is accustomed by men? So we can invariably witness that in some families, the women do not do Mayim Achronim at all, as if the mitzvah does not exist for them, while by others, everybody does Mayim Achronim, including the woman. What is the halacha regarding this matter? Is there one correct approach? And what's the basis behind them? So the mitzvah, the rabbanon, the rabbinical command, an institution to perform Mayim Achronim, washing of the hands prior to benching, is recorded in the Gemara Maseches Brachos 53b and in Chulin 1051, that the sages instituted that prior to benching one is to wash his hands. That's why it's called Mayim Achronim, as opposed to washing before the meal, which is Rishonim. And the reason for this is twofold. Number one, you just ate food, your hands are all dirty, you're about to come and bless God. Clean your hands, purify yourself. Wash your hands from the filth and dirt of the meal before you bench. That's one reason mentioned in Brachos. The second reason is because back then there was a possibility that sodomite salt penetrated into one's food. And such salt, if it gets on your fingers and then to your eyes, can chas v'shalom, God forbid, blind a person. So because of this, they required you to wash your hands, to get rid of the sakana of the danger. These are the two reasons behind Mayim Achronim recorded in the Shulchanaruchharav and the Alter Rebbe, chapter 1081, halacha 1. Each reason being independent of the other. Now, what about women? Was this institution of the sages only for men, as we see many people do today, or also for women? So clearly, lahalacha, practically lahalacha, from the letter of the law, there is no difference between women and men in this matter. Women don't need to purify their hands before they bench. Women are able to blind their eyes with sodomite salt. What difference does it make what gender you are? The reasons are equal to all genders. There's absolutely no logic to differentiate. So even though it doesn't say in the wording of the takana men and women, it also doesn't say only men. So it includes both, and so practically is the ruling of many poskim to explicitly include women in the chiyuv of Mayim Achronim. So it's a Toras Chaim Sefer, Salmei Chaim, of Chaim Sonnenfeld, of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, and various svarim. So it's understood in the Aruch Tzia, the Aruch HaShulchan, and others that women are included in this mitzvah. Nonetheless, the widespread custom today amongst women, especially Ashkenazi women, is not to wash hands for Mayim Achronim. So testifies the Aruch Tzia himself, who was written by the Yavitz of Yaakov Emden over 300 years ago, that women are not accustomed to do Mayim Achronim. And so it's a ghost Taras HaShulchan also, that he wonders why are women not accustomed to do Mayim Achronim. So some poskim say it's really wrong, it's a mistake, they're doing a mistake. Lack of knowledge, lack of education, and they have to change their habit and be accustomed to do Mayim Achronim just like men. However, as is usually the case, we're not so quick to judge the custom of Nesheu B'nai Yisrael and negate it and say it's wrong. We try to find justifications to defend it and back it up. And so it is regarding this matter. The Shevet HaLevi by Rav Vosner in Chelik Daled, volume 4, Tshuva 23 writes that the custom of the woman not to do Mayim Achronim has halachic basis. Why and how? Nobody argues that originally in the Takana, men and women were all the same. But it happens to be that there's a number of Rishonim, including Tosfos and Balei, Rishonim Ashkenaz, who rule that even men today don't have to do Mayim Achronim, as we no longer have sodomite salt. So the reason of the Gemara in Chulin to require Mayim Achronim is obsolete, no longer relevant. Now the reason that we said you have to purify your hands before you come bless God, that was back in the day when people were very careful and particular about their hands not getting dirty with food. They were very careful to wash it, but today that we don't really care. When we have a snack, we wash our hands afterwards? Not always. So this also doesn't apply, and therefore the poskim rule, who brings the Mechaber in Shulchan Aruch in 181 halacha 10, the Alter Rebbe in 181 halacha 9, that many are accustomed today, even men, not to do Mayim Achronim, based on all these Rishonim that we mentioned. Explains the Shevet HaLevi that although many men are accustomed to be stringent even amongst Ashkenazim, and so is the Chabad custom that men do Mayim Achronim, nonetheless the women never accepted this minhag upon themselves. In other words, that since today there is no obligation to do Mayim Achronim anymore, as rule many poskim, then you can't question why do women not do it. It's not right. It is right, because today you don't have to do Mayim Achronim anymore. Also, why do men do it then? They took it as a chumrah while women did not. Other poskim debate this. Practically each family and community is to follow their own custom, and each have upon whom to rely, as we mentioned. Regarding the Chabad minhag, we do not have any written testimony from the Rebbeim on this matter of women doing Mayim Achronim. However, we do know that the widespread custom amongst Neshei Nash is not to wash Mayim Achronim, and so was also related to me by Rabbi Leibel Groner that it is not the minhag by us to do Mayim Achronim by women.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at www.shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.